Federal judge in D.C. apologizing to the man accused of attempting to assassinate President Trump at the White House Correspondents Association dinner. Quote, "What am I to say to Cole Allen? That this is going to be a fair process if we're putting him in a safe cell when he's not supposed to be in there. At a minimum, I should be apologizing to him. We are obligated to make sure he's taken care of. Mr. Allen, I'm sorry that things have not been the way they are supposed to." End quote. This comes just a few hours after the suspect was taken off temporary suicide watch. He's due back in court on May 11th for a preliminary hearing. Constitutional attorney Mark Smith joins me now. Mark, I'm going to give this judge a little bit of a lesson. While you are entitled to an objectively fair trial, you are not entitled to a subjectively fair incarceration. It's supposed to be tough. That is how we deter people from committing crimes in the first place, by making jail tough and not the 4 seasons. Your thoughts on this shocking comment by this judge?
Well, Todd, I mean, you were there at the dinner, and you know this guy, based on the video evidence and his comments, was trying to kill as many people as possible, including the President of the United States. So in my view, it's simply crazy for Judge Farrakwi here to criticize the conditions in which he has been currently held, because not only, obviously, has he demonstrated on videotape, no less, that he is a danger to other people, he also, by virtue of reports, indicate he was not planning on surviving this attack, which suggests there's suicidal thoughts in his mind, which means he's a danger to himself. And based on that evidence, it made sense for the Department of Prisons to basically keep him protecting from himself, protecting from others in a particular way. That is not unusual. And I think for the judge to criticize that, frankly, makes no sense. And I thought it's sort of a reckless comment, frankly.
Very reckless. U.S. Attorney for D.C. Jeanine Pirro writing on X, quote, "Welcome to Washington, D.C., where U.S. Magistrate Judge Farrakwi believes a defendant armed to the teeth in attempting to assassinate the president is entitled to preferential treatment in his confinement compared to every other defendant." And you know how we know this judge made this political mark. He said Cole Allen is being treated worse than the January 6th defendants. One big problem with that: January 6th, not a banner day, we can all admit that, but nobody was trying to assassinate the president on January 6th. Your thoughts, Mark?
Well, Todd, yeah, I think the comparison to January 6th, which was essentially a glorified trespass case, and remember, many of those charges against the January 6th defendants were thrown out by none other than the United States Supreme Court itself. But I think that what this really is the tip of the iceberg, Todd, in that it shows that the problems and challenges that the Department of Justice and Jeanine Pirro is going to have in getting a conviction here, even though you have videotape evidence, you have admissions, you have selfies about what this guy was going to do, and then still, you are going to be in front of a D.C. jury, in front of a D.C. judge, many of whom may have some version of Trump derangement syndrome. And one does wonder if that's going to pose a real challenge to a conviction in this case, despite the apparently strong evidence against Cole Allen here. But I think it is a challenge for the Department of Justice they're going to have to confront.
I'd like to look at this in a different way. Maybe they're trying their best to make sure there's nothing on appeal that can be appealable. But to your point, boy, if that's the case, that is not the mindset that I had 10 days ago in that dinner, that whoever did this was going to potentially get off. It's just wild. Before we let you go, Meta back on trial in New Mexico, threatening to pull Instagram and Facebook in the state as the state pushes for major changes to how the company's platforms protect children online. The New Mexico Attorney General writing the following: "We proved that Meta knowingly harmed children. Now we're asking a court to order the fixes Meta has refused to make on its own. The changes we're seeking are reasonable, achievable, and supported by child safety and technology experts. There is no credible argument against them. Only a company that has decided its bottom line matters more than the safety of its kids." Seems like Meta doesn't want to do this. New Mexico is making them. Could New Mexico ultimately lose Facebook and Instagram for people in its state?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think this is still very early on in sort of holding social media companies accountable for, how they deal with children online. And I think you're seeing sort of this snowball effect, Todd, of private litigants suing them for money. You have state officials like the Attorney General of New Mexico is seeking sort of injunctive relief. And then, of course, there's the risk of regulators as well as legislators stepping in to sort of regulate these media companies and how they interact and interface with young children. Obviously, people like parents have a role to play here, but at the end of the day, the social media companies are providing these platforms and children are using it. And if there's things that the algorithms or whatnot are sort of posing safety risks to children and the companies know about it, that could be a legal, regulatory, and political problem for them.
Yeah, I can't see Meta ultimately doing this, because if they start down this slippery slope and they start pulling these from lots of states, that's ultimately going to hurt their bottom line more than making the changes. Mark Smith, great insight this morning. Thank you, sir.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.